Hello everyone, welcome to the Project Prosperity second episode. We are going to talk about today healthcare dividend investment. We have gone through 2020, we have seen a lot of ups and downs. Now let's talk about 2021. What are we going to see in 2021? Is 2021 is going to be a good year or a bad year? And what are the areas of investment? We know the new elect president Joe Biden is focused on healthcare, and there is for obvious reasons. Is healthcare is going through right now huge change in having a limited capacity of ICU beds and a lot more patients being diagnosed with COVID-19 and vaccine rollout. So a lot of issues are happening. So the major focus is going to be healthcare. So we are going to today talk about healthcare investment. What are the stocks? What are the areas that you can invest in to expect good return in 2021? And just remember, this is Project Prosperity, and we are going to talk about being prosperous. So please like and subscribe to this channel. It takes me a long time to go over all the available list that I'm going to share with you today, but I always appreciate your support. And here are the list of the stocks that we are going to go over. So, before I move on to it, just remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. You should never listen to a guy on a YouTube about investment advice. I'm sharing what I do with my investment. And I'll also make another video to go over dividend investments return. What do we do? Because tax season is coming very soon. And let's be honest, nobody likes income tax. And what happens? What is the taxation? What is the percentage of the tax that you will have to pay on a dividend return? Because we are constantly talking about how much return we are going to earn. Well, we have to pay tax on it too. And all the capital gains is taxable income. But there are a few exceptions, and that is going to be covered in another video. Now let's jump on to the healthcare dividend investment. Bristol Myers Squibb, BMY. BMY being a really good investment opportunity. Why? Number one, we have to look for the price, that's 65.43, but that's not all. The market cap is 146.27 billion, P ratio is 18.53. We look for a unicorn in investment world, and this is one of the unicorn. Last 12 months, the dividend yield was 2.89, but it has grown to 3.14. So they have grown by 8.9%, which is a very good news. Forward payout ratio is 26.26%. That means majority of their money revenue that they're making is going back into the company. Recently, company announced that $2 billion will be utilized in repurchasing the shares of the company. That is going to push up the value of the company's stock price, and it's going to be a good return on your investment. So if I were you, I would definitely put my money in Bristol Myers Squibb, BMY, and that's where my money is going as well. All right, moving on to the next one is AbbVie. If you're going to purchase one company share this year for healthcare investment, number one choice for me, my personal choice is AbbVie. Why? Because AbbVie gives their share price is 112.35, but that's not all. Look at the PE ratio, and more than that, look at the dividend. When S&P 500 gives close to 2%, they're giving 4.77%. AbbVie and AbbVie Lab, both companies are used to be one company. They separated. If you combine them together, they have a continuous increase in their dividend growth for last over 50 years. So they can be considered dividend king. We are not even talking about dividend aristocrat. We are talking about dividend king. More than 50 years of consistent dividend growth. AbbVie. Humira is their number one drug right now, but their patent is about to expire. But they have a Skyrizi, another psoriatic arthritis drug, already in the third phase of clinical trial. So they have another billion-dollar idea in a pipeline. They are definitely going to do really well. They also acquired the medical device company. Very good news. And forward payout ratio is below 60%. That is also amazing. And it's a quarterly dividend return. Sanofi. You might have heard Sanofi that they came out and they wanted to make COVID medicine, but it did not go so well. But they did make a COVID monoclonal antibodies, and which were given to many patients as well. So they do work on many things. But my main interest in this company is their PE ratio. Look at the PE ratio is 9.84. 9.84 PE ratio is very low. So this is one of the another unicorn where companies being undervalued. This last few years, pharmaceutical company has been undervalued significantly. So this is definitely a good year to invest because Joe Biden as a president, they will be investing a lot more into healthcare sector, and all this PE ratio with a very low PE ratio and having a lot of cash on hand, it's going to play a huge role in bringing the value of the company back up. Forward payout ratio is only 33%. They are giving 3.51% of dividend annually. But the most important thing in this is their dividend frequency is annual. And since you have stuck around, I'll share something very interesting and my personal strategy, what I do. Many companies, when they have annual dividends, so they give a lump sum of money, such as in May 26, 2020, they give 1.69, and same thing is expected. So what I do is there is a dividend X date. It's usually 1 month prior to dividend payout date. So I pay attention to that date and I try to buy as many shares as I can as soon as the dividend gets announced. And once I get dividend paid up, then I would see if there is any strong future for company's value growth or not. I would sell the share because I have obtained my annual dividend for the entire year. That's the strategy I use. But if you want to know more about that, please subscribe and put a comment in this video, and I will make sure I can constantly keep providing video for any upcoming dividend X date. They also bought another company with the immunotherapy, so they're constantly trying to grow as well. So I would say Sanofi is definitely a good choice as well. Pfizer. Well, who doesn't know Pfizer? Pfizer was the very first company they came out with the COVID vaccine. Ultra cold storage temperature, -94. We know the whole thing. And right now, they are the #1 company distributing vaccine in the US, over 300 million doses. And Europe, UK, a lot of other places that they are giving out a lot of vaccines. And they are also creating a variant of COVID-19 vaccine, which will not require ultra cold storage temperature. Talk about opportunities, ideas, and creativity. Their last closing price, 36.80. This company is also undervalued because when you will see end of 2021 how much revenue they will be generating, not from just COVID, but many other things that they are working on our side, that is going to be staggering. They are saying that Pfizer and Moderna can expect revenue growth up to $15 billion by end of 2021. And that's the estimate right now. So you can see significant growth in this company's revenue, and I would definitely put them at the higher end of the spectrum for the year range. P/E ratio 23.83, but look at the dividend, 4.13, good dividend return. I like it. Forward payout ratio 53%, under 60% is always good. Quarterly dividend return. So Pfizer is my choice, and I do have quite a bit of investment in Pfizer as well. United Health. United Health is an expensive stock, $350, but their projection for growth is significantly better too. Right now, United Health stock is going to decline. When it reaches to 350, I'll be keeping an eye out to see purchase more, because as soon as it reaches 340, I will start buying more, because I do see their stock growing and becoming better and better opportunity to have a dividend growth in near future, because P ratio is at 20/14, which is lower for an insurance company. Forward payout ratio is only 26.77%. That is quite low as well. And they have a quarterly dividend. So there are a lot of changes happening in United Health, and it's a good return on your investment. Look at the size of the company. It's a huge company. Vanguard Healthcare ETF. Now let's say you are like, Dan, I don't want to keep looking around for dividend X date, how much I can expect, dividend is going to grow or not. I just want to throw money into one thing and don't want to worry about a single thing forever. I just want to keep dumping money into one sector, one specific stock investment ETF, and let my money grow and do its thing. Well, then you're in luck, because there's a Vanguard Healthcare ETF, and this is available on Robinhood and Webull as well. So you can use that and you can start investing in this one, and it will continue to provide a good return. Look at the year range. In 1 year, it went from 140 to 232. Significant growth. This is amazing. And market cap is 14.1 billion. P ratio is 25.5. Dividend is on a lower end of the spectrum, but the growth, you have to look at the growth too. We can't just be looking at only the dividend, because when you compare Apple, 0.69% dividend, but the growth is almost 50% a year, which is absolutely amazing. So look at the growth of the company as well, appreciation of your stock value, and at the same time dividend as well. Forward payout ratio is quite sustainable, 26.77. Quarterly dividend payment. And I just wanted to provide you information of ETF contains multiple different types of stocks and different investment sector that they invest in. So in the healthcare sector, how is their investment divided? So I provided you that information, and what are the companies, 10 largest holding companies that they have for Vanguard ETF. Please have a look, and if you want to you can do your own research as well. And this is somewhere where you can put your money and you don't have to worry about it. Bayer. Bayer is an interesting stock because it is severely undervalued once again. And their stock is, you'll be surprised. Let me just tell you that. When you find out more about what does Bayer do, you'll be surprised. Their price is 16.04. It has actually gone down over the year because of their few dealings that they had. It did not fall through. And but look at the dividend yield. Dividend yield is 4.7. So if I'm going to invest money, I would say Bayer is definitely a choice. because number one, 4.7% dividend, forward payout ratio is at 27.6. Annual dividend, again, you can take an advantage of the annual dividend because you have to look for the dividend X date. So X dividend date, as you can see in 2019, 2018, and 2020, what were they? They always try to have it around same time frame. Even if it's going to differ, it might just differ by a little. So look at March 13, because they're expecting next pay date being March 13 for Bayer. I will be posting update as soon as I find out any information is what is a dividend X date. So you can take an advantage of putting your money in before the dividend X date and take an advantage of the annual dividend of 4.7%, which is really good. So that was the PowerPoint slides, and we went over it, all the different investment company for dividend investment for healthcare sector, and special mention Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and AstraZeneca, three companies. They are working on many other things. Moderna just came out with the COVID vaccine, AstraZeneca as well, and Johnson & Johnson is in final stage with a single dose COVID vaccine. That's why today you saw their stock just shoot up, because there's a success rate in their COVID vaccine. Moderna is developing right now flu and HIV vaccine with the same technology. Again, this technology can cut down time from 5 years to 1 year. So you can expect a significant growth, and they will have a significant increase in revenue as well. AstraZeneca, you can expect in the next month or two having an approval for their vaccine distribution in the US and many other parts of the world. They are the cheapest and the most effective vaccine under the normal room temperature. AstraZeneca also gives a very cheap cost vaccine and does not require ultra cold storage temperature, and quite affordable for many of the third world countries, and they are loving that idea of having an AstraZeneca's availability. So once you get approved in the US and most of the European Unions, everywhere for not only emergency use but the regular usage, I do see bright future for AstraZeneca. So these three companies you can invest in, you can count upon. Thank you again for being part of this. Thank you again for being a part of the Project Prosperity Group. I enjoy having everyone here, and I appreciate your any comments, subscription, and you like this video. I appreciate that. It takes a lot of time in preparing it, so I always appreciate your support. I'll be back again next week on a Thursday with another energy sector dividend growth investment tips. Till then, take care and have a great day and great week. Thank you, friends.